Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Comment Taker Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Christian. And for the first time ever, we are doing not only an audio version of this, but also video. So it's also going to be a little bit weird for me to get used to this a little bit. But, just roll with it. We're going to see how it turns out. But it's going to be the official first podcast that goes up on YouTube. So welcome to all you people on YouTube watching. This is my face. This is how it looked like. So we're going to give you some quick information, do a little talk about what's coming up this Saturday this week. And hopefully, you're able to make it out there this Saturday. So let me just give you my social media information, just because I'll tell you why. But so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's going to be my full name, which is Cristian Putaleas, which is CristianPutallaZ. I feel like a rapper when I do this. And then you can also find me on Twitter under Cris Putaleas, which is CrisputallaZ. I probably should change my name to something easier, maybe to make it easier for you guys to find me. But most of the stuff is going to be in the description below, so you'll be able to find me there on the links. But if you can, I guess, I don't know, do something, find me out. But basically, the reason that I'm giving this stuff out is because I'm going to be, this Saturday, I'm going to take my little camera, and I'm going to be doing like a video vlog recording thing. So I'll be able to post that up on the website, or not the website, but on YouTube. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it that day, have it ready for you guys on Sunday. It's going to be something new that I'm going to try to make every single time that I'm able to make it to the games out there. And also, while I'm doing that, I'm also going to keep you updated on Instagram on how I'm doing, and also show you some stuff about, how game day is here in Houston, Texas. So I'm going to be visiting all the murals out there. I'm going to give you a rundown basically of the stadium, show you a couple things here and there. I'm also going to be visiting where the bars where all these supporters, or the supporter groups hang out, and, the march to the match and all that stuff. So if you want to, just kind of keep up to what's going on with the game day and what's going on in game day, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting stories on that and stuff like that. If not, then you can just wait till the next day or the day after for my video to come out, where I'm going to be recording a couple of things. But, long introduction. It's kind of weird to have a camera in front of my face, so I'm going to try to act cool. But yeah, let me just give you some information before we're going to try to keep this as quick and simple as possible. So I got some notes here. Just to let you know, supporter section has been sold out. So if you were planning to go and stand with the Hustle Town supporters, unfortunately for you, if you're listening to this or watching this kind of late, today is Wednesday the 26th. So, but this time today, all the tickets have been sold out to that section. Which is standing room only. The front office kind of has been working with a lot of the support groups this year to better the experience and hopefully grow the club and the supporter section and stuff like that. So this year what they did is they took the bottom part of the seats, so everybody can be standing up, and hopefully in the near future they'll be able to install the different things that are needed to make the section to be a safe place for everybody that is standing there, basically. So they put like rails and stuff like that, so you can hold on to and make sure you don't fall over and stuff like that. But supporter section is going to be behind one of the goals. I believe is the north side goal, and where they usually stand and cheer, but this time it's actually going to be the bottom section and the top section. So if you're interested in that, if you have a ticket, perfect. If you don't, maybe you'll be able to find one here and there. But, as of today online, it has been sold out. So hopefully you can get a ticket maybe in a adjacent place to it. And, why not make your way into there if you have the chance. So before I start, kind of like my little preview of the game, which is not going to be long, it's just basic information. I wanted to do a preview or predictions, my predictions of what I think the season is going to look like for the team. So it's gonna be a tough season. There's obviously more teams that are coming into play. So obviously there's gonna be a bunch of stuff. A lot of more teams are coming into the MLS next year. But for right now, let me just pull it up to give you the exact number of teams that are in each conference. But if I'm not mistaken, we are at 15 on each side. I think we're at 30 teams already. So let me see. No, I might be tripping. So there's 26. There's 13 and 13 on each side. On the West, which is the conference that we're on, we're obviously competing against, not competing, but you know how playoffs work. So if you don't know, basically the way playoff works is the first top 7 teams of each conference make it into the playoffs, which is like a second round, and then they kind of like play each other and kick each other out. So one on each side pretty much gets to play for the MLS Cup. So on the West side you have Colorado Rapids, Fresco FC, obviously the Houston Dynamo, LA Galaxy, which we're playing this weekend, LAFC, Minnesota, Nashville, which are the newcomers, the new kids on the block, Portland Timbers, Real Salt Lake, San Jose Earthquakes, Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Sounders, SKC, Sporting Kansas City, and Vancouver. So my prediction for this year, I think the Dynamo are going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make it by the skin of their teeth on the 6th place. So obviously they're 7, but I think we're going to beat whoever's on that 7th place. We're not going to make it, unfortunately, to the home advantage of the playoffs. So basically, if you are one of the top 4, you get a home advantage. If you're actually number 1, you get a bye week. And then, from 2 to 7, you kind of play against each other. And then that's where the team on first place kind of jumps in and back into the picture. So if you land 2, 3, or 4, basically you get to play at home for that playoff game. And obviously if you're 5th, 6th, and 7, you actually have to, you travel to whoever you have to play against. So I think my prediction, we've been slacking for a couple of years now. Even though we got a Open Cup in 2018, the team kind of has been slacking for a couple of years. It's been tough. Some people blame the front office for not investing in the team. Some people blame, I guess, the players. Some people blame, different things. I think we are at a stage where we can, even though some people are still going to be always, blaming this, blaming that, blaming this, and blaming that. I think we're at a good spot this year, or we're at a better spot than we were the last couple of years, I think, with the coaching, with some of the players that we brought, and some of the players that we probably got rid of that maybe they were a little thorn on our side. But I think this year we are going to make it to the 6th place. We're going to, be fighting for those for that 6th spot till the end, but I think we're going to make it. I'm not too confident of how far we're going to make it in the playoffs, but I think for sure we're obviously going to make it to that first game. So that second game obviously is going to get a little bit tougher, but the Dynamo, the history of the Dynamo kind of supposedly we get tougher as the playoffs come along. So we tend to get better when the playoffs are here and we have to play them basically. So we're hoping that happens this year. We'll make it to the playoffs, and once we're there, we're able to kill it, and we're able to make it to as far as we can, and God knows win the MLS Cup. I listened to Glenn Davis talk to one of the reporters that reports of the Atlanta United, and they were talking about how the owner of the Atlanta United basically wants Atlanta to be one of the greatest teams, if not the greatest teams in the Western Hemisphere, which like he said, and like I said myself, I think, having such a great goal and high hopes on your own club, on your own team, I think is the best thing. And, when you're a team that just aspires to make it to the playoffs, like some people are with the Houston Dynamo this year. I think, we're setting the bar too low. And I heard also Tab Ramos, our coach, basically say, if you're just fighting just to make it to the playoffs, then, might as well just stay home and, play a different sport, because, you're obviously here to win. And if you're going to win, you're going to win it all. And if you're going to want to win, you're going to you're going to want to make it to the MLS Cup and win that. So, we'll make it far. I think we're still learning. We start like a new group, new coaching, we'll see how the season pans out. But I think we'll make it to the playoffs, and, we'll see how we can get better from there. But also I have a challenge, so I need y'all to hold me up to it. I told my wife, she didn't like it, but basically I told my wife that if the Houston Dynamo happens to win the MLS Cup, I will be dyeing my hair blonde. I've never touched my hair. I've never done any coloring. This is the most I've done to my hair, which is a weird ass line on the side of my head. But this is gonna be the greatest thing if it happens. If the Houston Dynamo happens to win it all, I will be dyeing my hair, and I will record the whole process, and I will do it just for the sake of it, just to keep a promise. So I have to hold you guys up to it, and let's hope we get it. And it is what it is. I'll have to dye my hair, but I'd rather have a championship at home in yellow hair than it is, whatever. So some of my predictions for this season. Team MVP is going to me for me. So last year was Matias Vera. I think he's probably one of our strongest players that we have this year as well. He has shown great potential, for being 24, 25 years old. He probably has been one of our most outstanding players in that midfield, taking control, taking a role of almost being the captain of the team at points. Just taking the team by storm, winning every ball, fighting every ball, great passing average. I think he had a high, a 92, 93% average on passing accuracy, which it blows everybody out of the water with that average. And he's a defensive mid, so imagine if we had him as an attacking mid or somebody that can create. So hopefully this year we'll get to see a different face of him, and I think he'll have another great year. And I'm praying to God that if he does have a great year, that we don't sell him. I know we still have a contract with him. I'm not 100% sure how the contract works with him, but I know that if he has another great year, he's going to be a high commodity. But we are always looking to have the best of the best. So if that's what it takes, it is what it is. Newcomer of the year. It was a tough decision because I thought we got a few good guys that could have been that, but I think if the newcomer of the year is not Quinteros, then I think we have failed as a club. And the reason I say that, or the reason I emphasize say such a statement, is because Quintero is basically our DP of the season. Even though he doesn't have the DP title on him, which is designated player. So every team in the MLS gets to have 3 designated players. So basically saying, these are my top guys. These are the guys that I'm going to pay more and above of whatever I can pay a player. And basically, whenever an expansion draft comes around, they are protected from that. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 DP players. I know one for sure is T-Mac. Not T-Mac. Not T-Mac for sure. T-Mar. So Tomas Martinez is one of our DPs, which honestly, and I agree with everybody out there, Tomas Martinez has a lot to prove. I think, on paper, he seems great. A number 10, came out of River Plate, even though I hate them with a passion. River Plate, is one of the one of the good teams out there. Let's keep it reasonable. And Ellis is our other DP, which I think Ellis has earned that status and has kept that status. And I think DP Ellis forever would be a good thing. But, Tomas Martinez has to prove this year that, having that title comes with a great responsibility, and he still hasn't shown it. So, this is a challenge directly to him, bro. You have to earn your DP spot, because last year, you've been slacking, bro. And if we're going to have you as a DP and we're going to pay you more than everybody out there, you have to earn that paycheck. This is soccer, and, we need somebody to step up and do their job, especially in the position that you are in as a number 10, as a DP. You have to step up. So, yeah, Quintero would be the newcomer of the year. Hopefully he puts that, he takes that jersey and, kind of sweats the jersey, transpire la camiseta, como like we would say in Spanish. Defender of the year. So we have, I think, pretty good guys that could take that spot. We got Kiki, we got Figueroa that had pretty solid year yesterday. I think Adam Lundy, which I think I will never learn how to say his last name, so we'll call him Adam Lundy. I liked him a lot last year, even though he didn't have a lot of playing time. I thought he was a great player, and I'm really happy to see him start this year on that left side. We have Kyle Adams coming up from RGV. We have Cabrera that is still, trying to get better to come in and play. And then we have, who else do we have? On the right side, we have the Chilean Bisama. But to me, the defender of the year, who I think is going to stand out more than the others, is going to be Sarek Valentin. So Valentin comes from Portland, where he is loved, and as soon as he got to Houston, we realized why he was loved so much. The dude is, a man of the people. So if you see this, good job, brother. I think you have embraced Houston very, very well, and I think Houston is going to love you a lot. So, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, especially with those kicks. I like them. I wish I had the money that you have to buy kicks, but, it is what it is, Cards, the life dealt different cards, but, we support you the same way that you love us. We'll love you and even more. And I think he's going to be the defender of the year for this year. I think Bisama is going to start just because he has been here before Valentin was. But I think as times move forward, we also have Formachor. I remember that. But I think as the time goes on, I think Valentin is going to take over that Bisama spot. And I think he's going to, kill it. I was going to use some weird reference, but I decided not to at last second. So I think he's going to kill it on that right side. He might even have the opportunity to play center back at some point, and I think he's going to kill it. He seems to really know what he's doing on that right side. I think he has the skills and the speed to attack and come back. And like I said in many previous episodes, I used to play as a defender. I played center back and a right winger, my whole right back my whole life, basically my whole high school years and stuff like that. So I'm really drawn to those players, and I really like the way that those two, Valentin plays. So I have, like I said, we only seen the preseason games, but to what we've seen, or to what I've seen, I really like him a lot. Golden Boot for this year. So basically, Golden Boot is obviously the person that's going to score the most goals for our team. And I think the guy that's going to do that for us this year is going to be Ramirez. Ramirez, who I'm blanking on his first name right now for some weird reason. I think he's going to be... he's going to bring whatever we saw that last game against LA Galaxy last year. I think he's going to score more than Manotas. I think he has... I don't know. I mean, Manotas and him play the same position, but I think they're two different players. I think Manotas is more of a number 9 of like in a way of being there at the right time at the right moment to score goals. Even though we did see Manotas create plays and space for himself like he did against Toronto, whipping 4 guys around like they were ragdolls and then scoring a freaking stunner. But I think Ramirez has more of he has like a better, I don't know, something. He has something different that Manotas doesn't have that will allow him to score more goals in different more fashions and manners. He's like more like a number 10, like a fake 9, if I can describe it. I don't know if people are going to understand those terms, but he is a 9, but he's also like a 10. So he can create and then he can also score. Manotas is more of just like a box number 9, what I would call him. He's really good on the box, and if you put that ball in the box, you have 50% chance as a goal, 50% he'll hit a post or something. But I think Christian, wow, can you believe I forgot Christian Ramirez first name, which is Christian, which is my name. I'm pretty stupid. But yeah. Also, Quinteros is I guess he is our other DP, huh? Yeah, I guess we do have him as a DP. I guess we have another spot. Whatever. Moving on. So Christian Ramirez, yeah, I really like Christian Ramirez. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think he's going to score more goals than Manotas. Also, I think Manotas is going to get sold in the summer. So I think he's going to have half a season with us. I'm hoping and praying that he doesn't, because I would love to see 2 9s in Christian Ramirez and Manotas play up top. Hopefully, Tab Ramos, if you're listening, I would love to have 2 9s up top. But, it's your decision. But, I think Christian Ramirez is going to be... I think he has won our heart already. I think he's repping H-Town super hard. And we love him and his family already. Also, being a girl dad myself, I love the fact that he's a girl dad himself. So, I just see a bunch of similarities other than the name. Me personally, I love him as a player. So, hopefully, he'll get that for us. I already talked about the position. I think we're going to be in 6th place. And who do I think is going to win the MLS Cup? It's a tricky one because LAFC has had a strong year. Obviously, Toronto and Seattle, obviously, they fought last year. And Atlanta, is out there trying to become the best team in the Western Hemisphere. So I think, those 4 teams are always going to be fighting for a top spot, especially, like Atlanta and LAFC. So a lot of people are having those 2 teams in the MLS Cup, one from the West, one from the East. But I think, and I don't know how I feel about this, but I think Miami is going to be like the team that surprises everybody. I don't know anything about Miami. I'm just throwing it out there like a gut feeling in a way. Being their first year in the MLS and having, I guess, the pressure of being Beckham's team and being like Inter Miami and having a 325 sponsorship by Qatar Airways that also sponsors Barcelona and like freaking, I think they sponsor also Boca down in Argentina, and like the great teams out there in the world. I think they're gonna have a lot of pressure on their back to be a recognizable team in the Western Hemisphere, like be that Atlanta wants to be. So I think Miami, I wrote down that I think they're gonna win it all, but that's just like a gut feeling. Also, being the newcomers and wanting to prove themselves. That's how we did it. In 2006, 2007, winning back-to-back our first couple of years in the MLS as a franchise. But the thing about the Houston Dynamo is that we were already a team in San Jose, so we kind of had a base as a team. So that's why it was a lot easier for us to come down here and kind of win it all, because we had a base, and also a lot of less teams in that era. But I think Miami's gonna bring that. I don't know. That's something. I might be completely wrong. and most people will agree with that. But I think I have a gut feeling that Miami is gonna go far and may take it all the way. So those are all my predictions for that. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna jump into Saturday, give you some information about that, and then we're gonna shut it down. The game is gonna be shown on Univision at 2:30 p.m. That's when the game starts. So if you're watching TV, you're gonna be able to watch that game there. Let me see if anybody else is gonna show it. So basically, yeah, it's actually gonna be. You can watch it on Univision. You can watch it on Twitter. You can watch it on. I think it's TUDN, which is like some Univision channel as well, and you can watch it on MLS Live on DAZN. I believe that's like an app or something. If you're not able to catch it live, which I highly recommend you're out there for the game. I think it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be a great challenge to start off against LA Galaxy with their big names, with Pavon, with Chicharito, with a bunch of all these dudes, Esqueloto as their coach and stuff like that. So if you cannot make it out there, watch it on TV. I think it's going to be a heck of a match and a heck of a game, which is basically the same thing. So another thing we're doing this year, the Houston Dynamo also, is kind of putting together with like the supporter groups a thing called March to the Game. So basically, all the supporter groups are going to get together at 1:30 p.m., which is 1 hour before the game starts, and also 1 hour, which is the time that the gates open to the stadium. They're going to meet at the corner of Walker Street and St. Emmanuel Street, which is on the southwest side, like a block away from the stadium, basically. And everybody's going to meet up there, and everybody's going to march together to the stadium and go in as a group, as a team, as the Hustle Town supporters, basically. So 1:30, and before that, if you want to hang out with some of the supporter groups, let me give you where they're going to be hanging out. So El Batallón is going to be hanging out at King's Court. They're gonna have beer. They're gonna have they have kegs. They have this. They have that. Obviously, they bring the music. So they're gonna have the whole barra there for everybody to go and enjoy and sing and chant and stuff like that. And they're going to be at King's Court, which is literally across the street from the Dynamo Stadium on the south side. Then the Surge, which is the newcomers, the new kids on the block, they're going to be hanging out at Rodeo Goat, which I think is also going south on that street, a couple blocks south on Radio. Let me give you the name of the street. I have it here. Let me see. So King's Court is right there on Walker and... Ooh, I lost it. Well, I don't know, but it's that street that it's like right there. It like you can't miss it. It's right there across the street from Pitch 25 and King's Court. So, and then Rodeo Goat, if you keep going down that same street, well, it's actually San Emmanuel Street. So if you go down San Emmanuel going south, you'll run into Rodeo Goat, and it's 2 blocks away from where the meetup point is, which is Walker and Walker and San Emmanuel. And then Bandera Negra and Texan Army are actually gonna be doing a tailgate party right across from the north side of the stadium, and they're gonna be tailgating, burgers, tacos, beer, hanging out, flags, chanting and all that stuff. So they know how to have a good time. So if you're down to party with any of them before the game starts, I think they're all getting together around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So if you're down to party and down to hang out and down to support your Houston Dynamo, you know where to go. And basically that's it. That's all the information I have. We're facing a really tough team, which is the LA Galaxy. Like I said, Cristian Pavon, which is and when he was playing in Boca, he was one of our top players out there, and he has played for Argentina for the men's national team. So if you can make it out there, it's because you're good. we also have, if you don't know by now, I had some dudes not calling me, but sending me messages today. It's like, hey, dude, you know where LA Galaxy is going to be at? What hotel and stuff like that? Bro, I don't know. I just follow the Dynamo. I don't know where they're hanging out. But obviously there's a lot of hype about Chicharito and them. So, I guess go see him. But I think the Houston Dynamo is going to go out there and put on a good show and put on a good whooping, hopefully, to the LA Galaxy. So, yeah. Be out there. I think it's going to be a fun game, a great game, a tough game, and it's going to be the first game. And there's only one home opener the whole season, so you better be there so you won't miss it. Also, there's going to be a lot of telones, a lot of giant flags out there, a lot of tifos. I've seen a lot of stuff being posted on social media from El Batallón, from the Surge, from the Turks Army, from Bandera Negra too, that they're putting out, painting on tifos. And putting together some great flags and great, mosaics, if that's a word, to put out before the game starts. So, be out there. It's going to be a packed house. I think there was only like 1,000 or 2,000 tickets left to the entire match. So if you can make it out there, and it's going to be fun. So once again, let me just give you my social media just in case, and you can follow me on the weekend. So basically all day Saturday, I'm going to be on my phone posting stuff. From bright and early till basically the end of the game and the end of the match and the after parties and stuff like that. So Cristian Putalias on Twitter and Cristian Putalias on Instagram and Cristian Putalias on Twitter. So hit me up. Also, if you want to be part of this podcast, if you want to hang out, if you want to come in and record something, more than welcome to come and hang out for a while. And if you want to come and just talk about the games and stuff like that, more than welcome to do that. Or if you want to call me, we can do some type of Skype stuff. We'll figure it out, and we can do that together. So, also, another thing, dynamotheory.com. Go check those guys out. I've been writing a couple things with them. They are way talented than I am when it comes to writing. And I am gracious that they are letting me put my 2 cents in when it comes to the Houston Dynamo. So I've written 2 things for them. So go check those out. Basically something about Victor Cabrera and my top 5 reasons of why you should watch or you should go to this home opener. So I told everybody that I was going to put it on the podcast, but I think if you go read it, it's going to be better. So go check it out, dynamotheory.com. Great articles, great match recaps. And yeah, and also once we're at it, go check out Generation Orange, go check out Keeping Tabs, go check out The Peel, go check out Glenn Davis, Soccer Matters. The dudes are doing a great job out there about, exposing the Dynamo. So, shout out to those guys, and hopefully they see this. You guys are doing a great job. So thank you guys. Thank you for another episode of the Come and Take It podcast. We'll see you guys later. Deuces.